What's on your travel bucket list? A sunset in Santorini, the northern lights in Iceland, or maybe a road trip through the Moroccan desert? In this ultimate guide, we're counting down the top travel bucket list destinations, from ancient cities and surreal landscapes to underrated gems you've never heard of. Whether you're a luxury traveler, a budget backpacker, or an adventure seeker, there's something here to inspire your next journey. Grab your passport and let's travel the world, one dream destination at a time. Imagine waking up in a whitewashed villa perched on a cliff, the deep blue Aegean Sea stretching endlessly before you. That's Santorini. This volcanic island isn't just about iconic domes and picture-perfect sunsets, though they're truly breathtaking. Explore the charming streets of Oia and Fira, filled with boutique shops and hidden tavernas. Hike along the Caldera Trail to catch panoramic views you'll never forget. Don't miss a boat ride to the volcanic hot springs or wine tasting in the ancient vineyards. Santorini is not just a destination, it's a dream come to life, perfect for couples, solo wanderers, or anyone chasing a little magic. Step into a serene world where time slows down. Kyoto is the soul of traditional Japan, where geishas still roam Gion's lantern-lit alleys, and thousands of vermilion torii gates line the mystical paths of Fushimi Inari Shrine. In spring, cherry blossoms create a pink and white wonderland across the Philosopher's Path. In autumn, fiery red maples drape over serene temples like Tofukuji. Stroll through Arashiyama's bamboo forest, sip matcha in centuries-old tea houses, and witness ancient rituals at Golden Kinkakuji. Kyoto is a sensory experience, peaceful, sacred, and deeply inspiring, one of the few places on earth that feels both timeless and alive. Hidden in the red sandstone cliffs of southern Jordan lies one of the world's most breathtaking ancient cities, Petra. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was once a bustling Nabatean trading hub, but today it feels like a movie set straight out of Indiana Jones. Enter through the narrow Siq, a twisting rock passage that opens dramatically to the jaw-dropping treasury. Hike up to the monastery, climb above the royal tombs for panoramic views. Petra isn't just about the monuments, it's about the feeling of uncovering secrets from the past. It's hauntingly beautiful, surprisingly massive, and one of the most awe-inspiring sites on the planet. Welcome to the heart of the Canadian Rockies. Banff is where raw wilderness and cinematic beauty collide. Lake Louise, with its glacial turquoise waters framed by jagged peaks, looks almost unreal. Moraine Lake, even more stunning. Whether you're hiking through alpine trails, spotting elk in the forest, or relaxing in the Banff Upper Hot Springs, this place redefines fresh air. Winter brings world-class skiing, summer, endless hiking and kayaking. And don't miss the Icefields Parkway, one of the most scenic drives in the world. Banff is a reminder of how wildly beautiful the earth can be, untamed, majestic, and soul-stirring. If Mars and Middle-earth had a baby, it would be Cappadocia. This Turkish wonderland is famous for its surreal rock formations, fairy chimneys, and ancient cave dwellings carved into soft volcanic stone. But the true showstopper? Sunrise, when hundreds of hot air balloons drift over the valleys, creating a sky full of color and awe. Stay in a cave hotel for the full experience and explore underground cities, ancient churches, and rock-carved monasteries. The landscapes here feel like a fantasy novel. Cappadocia isn't just unique, it's otherworldly, an absolute must-see for adventurers and dreamers alike. High in the Andes, hidden among clouds and emerald peaks, lies Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. This 15th-century marvel is a symbol of mystery and mastery, with perfectly cut stones and panoramic terraces that cling to cliffs. Arrive by hiking the famous Inca Trail or take the train from Cusco through the Sacred Valley. At sunrise, watch golden light pierce the morning mist. It's a moment that feels sacred. No photo captures its magic, you must stand there to understand it. Machu Picchu isn't just a destination, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for explorers, history buffs, and spiritual travelers. Venice is a dream built on water. A labyrinth of canals, bridges, and marble palaces, this floating city is pure romance. Glide on a gondola through the Grand Canal, past Renaissance facades and charming alleyways. Lose yourself in the quiet corners of Cannaregio or marvel at St. Mark's Basilica, shimmering in gold mosaics. But Venice's true charm is in its slow pace. No cars, just footsteps and ripples. As the sun sets, the city glows in pink and amber, and you realize you're walking through a living painting. Despite the crowds, Venice is timeless, magical, and completely unforgettable. Queenstown is adventure capital meets alpine beauty. Nestled between Lake Wakatipu and the Remarkables mountain range, this small New Zealand town is packed with adrenaline and scenery. You can skydive, bungee jump, jet boat, or hike, and still make it back for a lakeside wine tasting by sunset. It's also the gateway to Milford Sound, one of the most jaw-dropping fjords on Earth. In winter, the slopes draw snowboarders and skiers from around the world. Whether you want thrills or chill, Queenstown has it all: epic nature, vibrant energy, and a spirit that invites you to live boldly. Rising from the jungle like a forgotten empire, Angkor Wat is the largest religious monument in the world, and perhaps the most mysterious. Built in the 12th century by the Khmer Empire, its intricate stone carvings and towering spires whisper stories of ancient gods and kings. Start your visit at sunrise, when the temple's reflection dances across the lotus-studded moat. Then, explore the nearby ruins of Bayon, with its smiling stone faces, and Ta Prohm, where tree roots entwine with crumbling walls. Angkor is more than a site, it's a spiritual journey through history, beauty, and deep human craftsmanship. 14,000 miles, the Great Wall snakes across China's mountains, deserts, and valleys like a stone dragon. This ancient wonder took centuries to build, with watchtowers and winding paths that whisper tales of emperors and battles. Visit the restored sections like Badaling or Mutianyu for sweeping views and easier access, or venture to remote areas like Jinshanling for a more rugged, untouched experience. Walk along the wall at sunrise and feel history under your feet. It's more than a monument, it's a journey through time, offering both awe and reflection. Every stone here tells a story, and trust us, you'll never forget the view. The Azores as Europe's best-kept secret, a cluster of 9 volcanic islands in the Atlantic Ocean bursting with natural beauty. Lush green calderas, crater lakes, waterfalls, hot springs, and black sand beaches make this a paradise for adventurers. Hike up set Cidades for a view that looks like 2 lakes meeting at the end of the world. Go whale watching in Pico or soak in geothermal pools in São Miguel. Despite their breathtaking nature, the Azores are still refreshingly uncrowded and budget-friendly. It's like stepping into a prehistoric garden with Wi-Fi, a peaceful escape far from the tourist radar. Welcome to the Arctic wonderland that few know exists. The Lofoten Islands, north of the Norwegian mainland, are a cinematic dream of jagged peaks, deep fjords, colorful fishing villages, and wind-swept beaches. In summer, experience the midnight sun. In winter, it's prime Northern Lights territory. Stay in a traditional Rorbu fisherman's cabin, kayak under towering cliffs, or surf Arctic waves at Unstad Beach. It's one of the few places where raw wilderness meets deep culture, and it's photogenic at every angle. Lofoten is a hidden gem for those who seek drama, solitude, and surreal beauty in equal measure. the real-life Pandora from Avatar. Zhangjiajia's sky-high sandstone pillars inspired the floating mountains in James Cameron's film, and seeing them in person is nothing short of magical. Located in Hunan province, this park offers glass bridges hanging over deep canyons, misty trails through the forest, and views that look computer-generated. Ride the world's tallest outdoor elevator, the Bailong elevator, up the cliffs, or walk across the hair-raising Zhangjiajia glass bridge for views straight into the abyss. It's surreal, cinematic, and spellbinding, a dream for drone shots and wanderers chasing landscapes that defy belief. At the edge of the Arctic Circle, where silence reigns and time slows, you'll find the Ilulissat Ice Fjord. This UNESCO-listed marvel in western Greenland is a living sculpture garden of icebergs, massive, glowing, ever-shifting. Watch as chunks the size of buildings break off from the Surmek-Kujalleq Glacier and drift silently into the sea. You can hike along the fjord, kayak between ice giants, or take a boat tour under the midnight sun. It's more than a destination, it's a front-row seat to one of the most powerful forces on Earth. Raw, real, and humbling. Step into an ancient world that's graced the silver screen in Game of Thrones, Gladiator, and The Mummy. 8 Benedou is a fortified red clay village on the edge of the Sahara, frozen in time. Its towering kasbahs rise from the desert like a mirage, connected by labyrinthine alleys and overlooked by snow-capped Atlas Mountains. Though only a few families still live within the walls, the site feels alive with history and mystique. It's cinematic, spiritual, and soul-stirring. And when the sun sets and casts a golden glow over the earth-toned walls, you'll feel like you've time-traveled.